Commonwealth is an international association made of 54 countries across the world. Though member states are historically connected to the British colonial past, with the ratification of its constitution, any country can apply to become a member state. Commonwealth is headed by Queen Elizabeth, who is also head of state for 16 member state countries. Other nations are republics or have their own monarchies. Furthermore, Patricia Scotland became Commonwealth Secretary-General in April 2016. She represents Commonwealth globally and is the first woman to hold this position. More so, Commonwealth's head of government and ministers meet regularly to address major global challenges such as climate change, debt, and poverty. The Commonwealth headquarters is found in London. The Secretariat works with member countries to deliver on agreed priorities. In addition, its network of organizations are linked by an active network of more than 80 intergovernmental civil society, cultural and professional organizations. These include Commonwealth Secretariat, supporting member states, Commonwealth Foundation, supporting civil society, promoting distance learning and education, promoting sports development, local governmental forums supporting local democracy, and promoting the modern Commonwealth. In addition, the Commonwealth International Association was founded in the year 1989. Objectives of Commonwealth or its core values include democracy. It recognizes the inalienable rights of individuals to participate in democratic processes. Secondly, human rights. It is committed to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and to other relevant human rights covenants and international instruments. Thirdly, international peace and security. Sustainable economic growth and development and the rule of law are essential in the progress and prosperity of all. Commonwealth also values tolerance, respect, and understanding, freedom of expression, separation of power, rule of law, good governance, sustainable development, protecting the environment, access to health, education, food, and shelter, gender equality. It recognizes that gender equality and women's empowerment are essential components of human development and basic human rights. Some member states of Commonwealth include Ghana, Australia, Cyprus, Canada, India, Kenya, Malawi, Malaysia, Nauru, New Zealand, Nigeria, Pakistan, Rwanda, Singapore, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Tonga, United Kingdom, United Republic of Tanzania, and Cameroon inclusive, just to name a few. The Commonwealth Day is celebrated second Monday of March every year. In this regards, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education organized a semi-conference titled Youth Perception on the Prevention of Violence, Extremism through Education. Today, Friday, 11th of March, 2022, which started at 10 a.m. and ended at 1 p.m. at the conference hall of MINJEC's Regional Delegation Center, chaired by personnel from MINJEC such as Mr. Ebot and Bochum Samuel. Also, the sub-director of Commonwealth, Mrs. Lukong Mirabel, was present, and not only did she enlighten us more on what Commonwealth was about, she answered questions from participants on areas of doubts.
For us to move forward. Now, I want to talk briefly on the contributions of youth organizations, in the prevention of violence extremism within schools.
The role of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education on the prevention of violence, extremism in Cameroon.
No one piece, the government. Meanwhile, peace begins with you. Peace begins with you as an individual. Peace begins in your immediate community. Sometimes we say the family is the basic unit of the society. So in your family, what do you do as a person to promote peace? Because if there's peace in your family, there's peace in my family, there's peace in her family, there's peace in her family, then there's peace in our community. Yes, so we'll end by that question. It is a point of reflection. Because we have not come here just to listen, but to also reflect. And we go back home to do some practice in our community, in my street, in my school. And we go back from here as ambassadors. So you will not just go back like you came. You go back like as an ambassador in your organization. You can organize a small session for peace. You know the importance of peace. You know how some of the means by which these violent extremist groups they lure us into. You can convince your friends in your organization. You can have a small session in your group, in your school. Talk to your friends about the promotion of peace. Talk to your friends about prevention of violent extremism. So I'll end my presentation here. It was just.
We recognize the positive and active role and contributions of young people in promoting development, peace, democracy, and in protecting and promoting other Commonwealth values such as tolerance and understanding, including respect for other cultures. And that is the aspect. Tolerance and understanding. If you can't tolerate somebody, if you can't understand somebody, we all may end up being violent. So I want to connect tolerance and understanding with violent extremism. I think our previous speakers have spoken more.
We should grow so that when it grows old, we should not depart from it. I think we should rather sensitize our parents at home so that they should fit in the children, the younger ones, the next generation, what they should grow from. So that when they grow, they should be like us now. And then because changing now the mindset of the elder ones now will lead to something else. So rather we should train the upcoming generation on how to take over on this generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Educate the literate and the illiterate on the ills of violence extremism. This can greatly help the minor ones or the little youth still growing up to have a further view or to have an upright thinking than others.
Thank you.
That's where they focus mainly on their career and life. So in our society today, we have recreational centers. It will help us like to employ ourselves in the nearest future alone.
Thank you.
Our parents, there were nothing like administrative jobs. There is this thing they call handwork. Youths should get engaged in handwork to distract themselves, because once they just think I'm supposed to go to university, come back and get a job, and not having something to do, this would greatly lead them to cause violence.
Conclusively, Commonwealth representatives spilled words of gratitude to the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Development, to the Commonwealth Commission, and more especially to the Ministry of External Relations. For it is thanks to the Ministry of External Relations that we have the Commonwealth here in our country, working tirelessly towards rehabilitating our society today by educating our youths on violent extremism, its causes, and how to eradicate it from our society, thereby building peace and a society full of possibilities. Also, many people have been confused as to my content and asking me questions like what is my channel about. Though it is clearly written, I'll just use this opportunity to say it out one more time. My channel deals with handling the challenges of life by bringing knowledge, awareness, and education to the struggling, violated, abused, and vulnerable male and female, especially the violated and abused girl child, as a means of dealing with these effects its transgressions, breaches, infractions, and contraventions. At the end of the said workshop, the Commonwealth Commission called on every participant to be an ambassador of peace in our society today by educating the others on the push and pull factors of violence, extremism, and teaching them on how to deal with the effects and how to be peacemakers in our society as well. Thank you.
When it comes to Commonwealth activities in Cameroon, it's not the first, neither the second or the third, and I think it's a strong collaboration which we should always find a way to come in when need arises.